It's Notice, the know-it-all. You already notice. Today, I want to talk about, tonight. It's tonight. It is the nighttime. I want to talk about relationships. Wait, no, not relationships. I want to talk about loving connections. Healthy loving connections. Don't forget that part. Because you can have a loving connection. It's not really that healthy because you never really know love can turn into hate real quick. So anyways, so what I want to talk about. So, when you think you have a crush on somebody, what is it based off of? That's what you need to figure out. You need to dig down deep. Where is this coming from? What do I like about this person? Do you guys just click? Is it the conversations you have? Is it that deep rapport? Is it because you guys have so much in common? Okay, that would be great if it was all of those things. Now, in a relationship, you could say there's sacrifices. Um, Sometimes you will see somebody's, bad side, their undesirable side, but it's still okay because their other side makes up for it, right? 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 Incorrect in my mind. Why? Why? If you get into a relationship with somebody with the intention of trying to change them, it's not gonna work. Okay? So, yes, we are all changing for the better. We are. We know this. We do know this, okay? Now, before you get into a relationship with somebody, you need to set the premise that you do wish the best for them and you do want to see them grow into their greatest version. And you need to make sure that they want that same thing for you. Because if they don't, and if you don't set that, boundary, what's gonna happen is that person's gonna just slack off in the relationship. It's kind of like when you see a couple, he gets fat, she puts on some pounds, stop doing her hair and makeup as much. They stay in Netflix and chill a little bit here and there. What happens is they get comfortable and they don't grow. That's falling in love, and when you both fall, you can't really catch each other because you're both falling. But if you're both rising, you're lifting each other up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So rising in love versus falling in love. Yeah. So, an example. Well, not an example, but a story. Doing doing myself a favor. I had to be honest with myself, and I had to cut someone off. And it's not like I cut them off. Uh, they knew too very well, that mutual feeling was not the same anymore, And what you have to realize sometimes, and what you have to notice is the fact that, things sometimes are just learning experiences, okay? Me and this person had this very, very close, well-connected rapport, same interest connection, and it just seemed like, oh, it's like a match made in heaven, right? Until you realize how manipulative that person is, and you realize, oh shit, like what am I supposed to do? Help them grow, help change them, help bring awareness. Yeah, like I could do that through my examples, but I'm not gonna hop into a relationship or like a commitment or something like that with that type of person in hopes that it's all gonna change. Now, if somebody is manipulating you and there's some power issues involved and they are already seeing you on a lower level, if there's games being played, what's going on is there's a power struggle, and when there's a power struggle taking place, um, both people are needy, and that's unhealthy. Flat out, period. That's all I'm saying. People need validation, and they want to feel powerful. So they want to feel important. Okay. Now, I mean that's everybody, but a well-rounded person will get that from themselves, from their passions, from what they do. If they meditate, whatever. They eat healthy. It's their lifestyle that brings them that validation and feeling of self-worthiness and worth and self-importance. all that good stuff. Now, that being said, people can change. But make it clear to them that you see, what's going on, and call them out for their shit. Call them out on their shit before you get into a relationship. And then they can make the choice whether or not they want to change, and it's not you having to force to change them. They just realize that the example that you're setting and something you brought to their attention that might have been unconscious. A lot of these things are unconscious because it's all like social conditioning, how we've like been raised and grew up to think like, oh, this is how we get our way, this is how we do this is how we feel this way, this is what has worked so far up to this point. So what do you do in this situation? Okay, well, you let that person know what you don't like about them. Okay, you tell them, look, I am very attracted to you, and these are the qualities about you that I love. Okay, but there is this and this and this and this and this that I do not like about you, and I can see how that would be a conflict of interest in a relationship. Just flat out tell them this shit. Straight to their face. Don't text them this shit. Don't call them. To their face, look them in the eyes, stand close, okay? And let them feel your energy and your sincerity, okay? And then, from there, they make the fucking decision, right? Now, you can get in trouble with this because you can turn this into a game, and you could turn this into a power struggle and make them chase. And what's going to happen there is it's going to be all over again. Now you're in their position and you're the manipulator. So you have to be careful. You can bring that to their attention and then say, one of the solutions that I see would be this. Paint out the scenario that you would like and you would prefer. You ask them, do you see eye to eye with me on this? They might not. They can make a decision right then and there, right? They can. And it doesn't have to be your ass on the line. It's not like you being super vulnerable, which is a good thing though. Being vulnerable is a good thing. But it doesn't have to be like you putting your balls on the chopping block and letting them make the fucking final decision. I don't know why I said that. That just gave me a fucking bad image in my head. But it's like, look, I was attracted to you. I would be willing for this if this. You make the decision, okay? They're still on the other side of the fence, though. They make that decision, okay? That doesn't mean, like, if they're like, okay, I'm with that. That doesn't mean that it's gonna happen, right? It could mean that. But also, if they say, no, I don't see that, that doesn't mean you're being rejected. That doesn't mean that, you put your ass out on the line, you put your feelings out there, and you got your heart ripped out from you. No, you're saying like, look, we might not be a good fit for each other, but I can see that we do have a lot of potential. If we could get on the same page here, we do have a lot of potential to be a powerhouse, right? We could do a lot of damage. We can make some shit happen. But you need to see eye to eye with me, okay? And that's how we will know if we're a good fit. Okay, everything out on the table. We can both go both our separate ways and we'll be perfectly fine. We're probably going to make some world changes. We'll probably see each other once, we're on the news doing some big things in the world. However, we might need to space out from each other because we only have so much space to occupy in our minds. So, with that being said, am I going to take this space back, or are you going to occupy it in a more beautiful way? Pow, pow, pow. I wouldn't even say all that, but I probably would. Shit's dope. But anyways, yeah, so, use that. Be very vulnerable. Put yourself out there. Say what you truly mean. Say what you feel. Put that shit out there. And you'll have way more beautiful experiences. You feel me? And that can work with business. That could work with anything. That could work with anything in life. Friendships, all that shit. Also, that could work in a relationship that has no commitments, no strings attached. let's say you're just attracted to this person and they're attracted to you, blah blah blah, but you guys still want threesomes and you guys still want to go out and see other people as well. Well, tell them your intentions. Put it all out on the table. Make sure you see eye to eye, and that's when you can make the decision. Yeah? You don't have to wait till that decision's made to like hook up or anything. I'm just saying to make sure you're emotionally on the same level, like at some point. That could happen after you fucked the first time. That could happen when you haven't even kissed yet. That could happen maybe when you just met. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. You choose on that thing, because sometimes in the moment you just hook up randomly, and then you're like, well, what are we? What are we? Like, you try to put a label on it, and that's when it gets all perverted and fucked up, because you gotta realize it's all about that flowing energy. But sometimes you can get trapped in this like fucked up shit, and you could still fix it by getting on the same level and letting them know that you want to grow and not stay 6 feet below. Cause when I spit a flow, it's so different than most. Cause I'm like a fucking ghost, not Casper. They couldn't understand my answer, but I came through spitting bars in the stanzas, and they was like, damn, in the bleachers, stand up. They couldn't understand us because we speaking in a different fucking language. We some fucking aliens from another dimension. Did I forget to mention that I could spit this shit and leave you apprehended? You couldn't understand this shit if I mentioned what I said in a sentence. I said it backwards and indented. Made sure that you get it when I sent it. The little message came through your texting, and now you're telling me that you the best in your profession. I was like, all right then. That doesn't make me lessen. That means that I'm nice when I'm slicing, dicing. I'm like Tyson, bite your ear. I'm nice with these lyrics that I might be quite severe. Notice the know-it-all. Dipping out. It's my frame of mind. Remember that. Remember that. Okay? Stay 100. Keep it real. Be vulnerable. Put your intentions out on the table. Make it all fucking known. Bow, 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 bow. Hit them, bow, 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 bow. They ain't seen it coming, alright? We out.